Hello everyone, welcome to Cooking with Gerald. I thought I might just bake a pan of homemade biscuits today, and so I have everything out here on the table ready to go. I've got 2 cups of buttermilk, 2 cups of buttermilk already measured out. I've got 1 cup of Crisco, 1 cup of Crisco, and you might say, why in the world would you make biscuits with Crisco? Well, the reason I make biscuits with Crisco is because my mother made biscuits with Crisco. And so I use Crisco. And then I'm going to be using WR pre-sifted self-rising flour. I like the way my wife just cuts it right off the bag and puts it on top of the lid so that I know exactly what's in the container when I reach for it. Again, it's WR pre-sifted self-rising flour. However, even though it's pre-sifted, I'm going to sift it again because, again, my mother sifted her flour every time she made biscuits. And so I'm going to get me two full cups of this flour, self-rising flour. And then I'm just going to sift that right into my bowl. All right, to my 2 cups of pre-sifted flour, I am going to add 1 cup of Crisco shortening. 1 cup of Crisco shortening. Now that I have the Crisco shortening in the bowl with the pre-sifted flour, I'm going to go ahead and just begin to pour in the buttermilk just a little at a time. And I'm going to begin to incorporate the buttermilk along with the flour and the Crisco. Now, my mother, she used her hands to do this, and sometimes when I'm at home by myself, I do the same thing. But today for the video, I'm gonna use a fork and show you that you can use a fork just as easily as you can use your hands. And you're gonna essentially get the same effect in the end. The results are basically gonna end up the same. I'm just going to continue to incorporate the flour with the Crisco and the buttermilk, and I'm going to continue to mix this until it's really mixed together well. And I'm going to try to use all of the buttermilk if I can without adding any flour. I think I'm going to be able to. Got just a little dab left. I think it's good where it's at, so I'm gonna just save that for something else. And now you can see that I have the dough mixed together. All right, now that I have my flour, my Crisco, and my buttermilk mixed together to the consistency that I want, I'm gonna go ahead and get another cup of flour, and I'm just gonna use this to roll my dough out on. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sift this out on the table the way I kind of like it. And this is the way what I'm going to use to roll out my dough. Now I have my flour sifted onto my table. I'm going to go ahead and scoop my dough right out of the bowl onto it. And you may think that dough looks a little wet at the moment, but I'm I'm gonna knead it. And it's gonna be perfect here in just a few minutes. Now, as you see, I'm just kind of folding my dough, and I'm gently patting it as I go. I'm not really working with it a whole lot because dough gets hard if you work with it a whole lot. And so I don't want to do that. Now that I've got my dough exactly about the way I want it, I'm going to pat it out to the thickness that I like. All right, I have my dough patted out, and now I'm just going to dip my biscuit cutter down in my flour, and then I'm going to go ahead and just cut out my biscuits. I just kind of do that one at a time. I just keep on doing that. And now that I got my biscuits cut out, I just pull them out of the dough. Looks like I'm going to be able to get at least one more biscuit in that pan. I'm going to place them in a preheated oven that has been preheated to 400 degrees. Again, the oven has been preheated to 400 degrees. All right, everybody, I'm back. The biscuits are still baking in the oven. I'll kind of let you have a shot of those biscuits in the oven while they're baking. And I fried some sausage, and around our house it's really hard to have homemade biscuits and sausage without some homemade gravy. And so I'm going to use this grease in this skillet from the sausage, and I'm going to make some homemade gravy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with about a half a cup of self-rising flour, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sprinkle this flour into that hot grease, just like so, and then I'm going to just stir that around. And they call this making a roux. So you folks that are used to cooking, you kind of know what this is all about. This is the roux for the gravy. This is the roux for the gravy. And sometimes if you don't have enough grease, you have to add a little bit of oil to it. And so I'm going to put just a little dab more of oil in there. I'm going to just continue on with that roux, and I'm going to get that going really, really good here for just a minute. Just a little bit more. I've got this on about medium heat. pan was really already good and hot. Now my roux is looking good. Gravy, you just got to kind of work with it. You can't walk off and leave it. You just got to kind of work with your gravy, and you got to kind of stay with it until it's finished. And we kind of like to get our roux a little dark. So as you can see, I'm just getting that roux just a little dark. And what that does is that serves as the thickener for the gravy. Now I've got that where I want it. And I'm going to pour in about 2 cups of milk. And then I may have to add some more liquid in just a little while. We'll have to just kind of see. But I'm just going to go ahead and pour in 2 cups of cold milk. And then I'm going to stand here and I'm just going to stir this around. I'm just going to kind of stay right with it. I'm just going to kind of work with it and just stir it. And it's going to thicken up here in just a little while. It won't take long. And I'll add some salt and some pepper. And I do that to taste. I wouldn't be able to just tell you exactly how much to put in it because everybody's palate is different. And so we just kind of have to go by what we like. Now, some people like more salt, some people like less. Some people like more pepper, some people like less. Some people like neither salt or pepper. But now myself, you know, I kind of like salt and pepper both. And anyway, all right, we'll be back in just a moment. All right, folks, my gravy is just about ready to eat. I went ahead and added 2 cups of water along with the 2 cups of milk. And I've got it to the thickness that we like it. And I just went ahead and added some salt and pepper to taste. And biscuits are hot. And breakfast is just about ready to be served. So really, gravy is not near as hard to make as some people think it is. It's just a matter of just staying with it. And it's one of those things that you may not master it the first time you try it, but if you just keep on trying it, every time you make it, it'll get a little better and a little better and a little better until finally your family will call you the master gravy maker. And what's better on a cold morning than a hot biscuit and some delicious gravy? Thank you for watching. All right, everybody, I wanted to show you the biscuits are out of the oven and they look absolutely amazing. They look absolutely amazing. And again, I just used 2 cups of flour. I used 1 cup of Crisco. I used 2 cups of cold buttermilk. And basically that's really all I did. I just took the flour and sifted it into the bowl. I put the cup of Crisco into the flour. Then I just began to pour the buttermilk in and incorporate it into the dough. And then you saw me as I kneaded the dough gently on the table and cut out the biscuits, and they look absolutely amazing. We've got some sausage to go with it. And then right over here on the stove, as you can see, I've got gravy that is ready to eat. And it looks absolutely, totally amazing. And so we're just about to enjoy some breakfast. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And it would be a joy to us if you would share this video and subscribe to our channel. We have a lot more stuff coming in the future.